Hi guys, Elle here. I'm back. I know, it's been like, what, a few weeks since I made a video. I apologize. I know, I'm so sorry. But I'm back. I have some time today to sit down with you guys and hopefully record a few videos. I thought I would jump back in my YouTube spot, jump back in my chair by answering some questions. This fun tarot tag by Arwen. Hi, my phone's ringing. That has been going around YouTube for a little while now, for like a month I think, and I don't know how to turn my ringer off. And it's been really fun watching everybody else's videos and everyone answering these questions. They're really fun questions. Thank you very much, Arwen. I just have her video pulled up here with the questions underneath. There's actually a contest too. You could win like a reading from her, or a tarot deck or something. I want a reading. Arwen, pick me. I love her. I love her channel. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on. That was my Arwen impression. Alright, I'm gonna shut the F up now and just answer some questions. What is your current favorite tarot deck? Did anybody out there pick just one? A couple people did. I literally always have two favorite tarot decks, like at all times. They're the same two decks ever since I've had both of them. And I couldn't not mention them because I work with both of them still. All the time. They feel like coming home, both of these decks. Tarot of the Holy Light and the Merry Owl. I know, I'm so predictable. Actually, really, even more so lately, it's been a lot Tarot of the Holy Light. I never get bored with either of these decks. They're gonna be upside down because I read with reversals. They're powerful, they're beautiful, they're deep, they're spiritual, and I can use them for anything. I mean, if I just like literally feel kind of crappy, I just pull out this deck and I just flip through the cards or shuffle and I feel a little bit better. There's also just really in the last couple of months, two other decks that I've been using an awful lot. Like when I thought about answering this question, I looked at my table and what was sorted out, and there's like 20 decks on my fucking table. So I'm like, all right, I haven't used you too much. I haven't used you too much. And what I was left with was these four decks: the Merry Owl, the Tarot of the Holy Light, Pagan Otherworlds, and this guy, the Slow Holler Tarot. That I've just been really sinking my teeth into lately. Yeah, these four have sort of been my go-tos. I have a lot of decks. I don't really ever exclusively work with one deck at a time. Right now there's a big focus on this deck. Before that it was Tabula Mundi, before that it was Orbifold, before that Raven's Prophecy. You know, I get a new deck, and I spend a lot of time with it and get to know it, but it's never to the exclusion of other decks. And I just like that. It's fun. It works. Here's a couple cards from Pagan Otherworlds. Beautiful deck. But yeah, I should have prepared some of these cards so they'd be upright, whatever. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I had these four decks out, and I wasn't trying to make four. I was really trying to make one, but I couldn't do that, to pick one current favorite tarot deck, and it was fucking impossible. But I ended up with these four, and I'm looking at them, and I'm flipping through the cards, and I'm like, Pagan Otherworlds. This deck makes me like happy to live on planet Earth. It is so nature-based, and it makes you just happy to be alive and happy to be in this beautiful body and breathe this beautiful air. And it's like, this is like my Earth deck. I literally had four decks out. I was like, each one, it satisfies a different part of myself. It satisfies a different element. I thought it was so funny. The Slow Holler, I didn't even have to try to assign them. It came into my head. I was like, ah, that's funny. But this slow holler for me is so, ooh, how do I describe it? I mean, it's air, it's airy, it's all about, and I mean, they're all tarot decks. They all encompass sort of everything in life and all the elements, obviously, but there's something very mental about this deck. You know, it makes me look at how I think about things, how I think about my political views, how I look at my spirituality in a logical way, how I look at my relationships in a bit more of a, I don't know, in a thoughtful way. It makes me look at and realize, you know, where I'm at egotistically. It sort of shatters my mind, this deck. It's really, it's powerful. It's good. And then, so that was Earth and Air. And I realized so easily that water is my Marielle, and fire is my Terror of the Holy Light. You know, if I was going to like manifest a tarot deck out of like sheer will and passion, this is exactly what it would fucking look like. The colors, the alchemical symbolism, it speaks to my passion, you know, what I love about tarot and what I love about reading the tarot and what I want to see in a deck like that. Pff, boom, that's it. And then the Marielle is a manifestation of love. It's like if my dreams, my subconscious were to take on tarot form, my spirituality, my emotions, like this is what it would look like. It's very ethereal and a bit dark in some ways. I always hear people talk about this as being such a dark deck, and I never really look at it like that. It's a very positive, happy deck for the most part, and it speaks my language. But fire, water, earth, and air, yeah, my favorite tarot decks. Hopefully that was the longest question. Oops, sorry. Okay. All right, question 2 was, what tarot card do you think stands for who you are right now? And, ooh, I had to give this one some thought. But, yeah, I feel like I am, this is from Pagan Other Worlds, I feel like I am the moon card right now, or I am in a moon card, sort of a place right now. And what I mean by that is, I feel like I'm sort of in uncharted territory at the moment. You know that feeling when, you know, I just, like, nothing is certain about, you know, maybe, like, we don't know where we're gonna be living in like a month, and everything is dependent upon something else. And it's like the floor just fell out from beneath us, from beneath me. In my life right now, but it doesn't feel like a fall. Like, it's not a tower moment. Like, I want this. I made things happen so that I could be in this situation right now. It's what I want, without getting into too much detail. But what the challenge is, you know, it's uncomfortable to not be stable. You know, to have all that instability, all that all the flux up and down, in and out, and all the uncertainty, and all that uncertainty is really very uncomfortable. And I think that the challenge here for me right now is, you know, can you navigate these illusory place in which I'm walking through, and stay true to yourself, you know, not give in to what is comfortable for the sake of being comfortable. What is that Pema Chodron book? Comfortable with uncertainty. That's sort of my mantra at the moment. And for me, the moon card sort of illustrates that a lot right now. It's like what I've come to rely on to help define myself and define my life, and where I'm headed are all, that wasn't real, you know? But I'm still me, and I'm still walking this path. And if I let those dogs or the wolf or whatever, you know, stop me from coming up out of that pool and making my way down the road, then that's, you know, that's sort of a failure, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I think, though, at the same time, you can be a little distracted, and the war isn't lost, you know, just because you lose a battle and I said something mean to somebody, you know, and lost myself for a moment and gave in to an old comfortable habit, you know. It doesn't necessarily mean that the war is lost because you lost that one little battle within. So it's a positive place, and it's a challenge, and it's whatever. That's me. I'm done. Okay, number 3 was related, right? Yep. What tarot card do you think stands for who you want to be? I'm sticking with the major arcana, though, and I want to be the star. I want to have hope and complete faith and complete trust in, I don't know, in God and in nature and in the direction of my life. I want to just trust that where I'm going and what I'm working towards and what I want are right. You know, that's it. It's, I don't know, it's trust in your higher self and in your own inner guidance, I think, for ourselves on a personal level and the whole planet, you know, all of us. Trust that that journey that we're on is worth making, and that, you know, and that the rewards are worth the struggle. Okay, number 4, draw a tarot card and tell us how it answers the question, what does the universe want you to know right now? Okay, I am going to use my Tarot of the Holy Light here. Just gonna give her a couple of shuffles. What does the universe want us, me, us? I'm recording this right now, so it's for all of us. But what does the universe want me to know right now? One more shuffle. You can't see what I'm doing here at all, can you guys? I am not going to flip the camera. Oh, but I'll draw it for you. What's that? It is, I don't know what it is, I didn't even look. The Page of Swords reversed. I'll put it upright so you all can see it. In Tarot of the Holy Light, too, the pages are all represented by a season. The rest of the courts have a zodiac, an astrological association. But this is the fall, and this is the Page of Swords reversed. So, wow, Tarot, you're a dick right now. I'm being called out a little bit here. It really does have a lot to do with, though, I think, what I was talking about before with the moon and the star cards. The Page of Swords reversed is, he's the spy, right? All the, my bird is climbing up my leg right now. Sorry, y'all. Hi, Artie. Artie's here. Okay, sorry. Page of Swords reversed is the messenger. He is the spy. He's a traitor. He betrays others. He betrays himself when reversed. And it's swords, right? I'm just trying to explain where this is going to come from. So it's it's mental, but it has to do with your ego and communication. As a page, it is transition, it is change, and he is a learned student, right? Pages don't know nothing. They are students. They know a lot. They've learned a lot. They're not stupid. Children in general aren't stupid, right? They know a lot. If you look at your pages as children, anyway. But why I said I feel like the tarot is calling me out here is because the Page of Swords the Page of Swords reversed has to do with betraying in the situation, betraying yourself. You know, you've come to a certain point and learned and trained yourself up on how you are going to behave, on how you are going to communicate. And when this change, this transition comes along, you know, circumstances over which you don't have control, this is the opportunity that the Page is looking for to show you what he knows. He wants to act in this situation, to communicate in this situation in a way that won't betray himself. It's reversed, so I feel like, you know, it's happened a little bit. For me personally, it certainly has. And it's also a warning to watch this, watch how you navigate these circumstances, and stay mindful and stay present and stay true to yourself, and don't betray the ego corralling that you have been doing and that was going well when everything else was comfortable, when everything else was under control. And now that circumstances have changed a bit, now that your life is in some sort of a transition, don't fall back on these childish habits, aggressive behavior, and you know, when those times when you're like yelling at someone or in a fight, or you feel them boiling up and you're like, I want to say this right now, because I know it'll piss her off, it'll piss him off. And that's what I want. No, that's not what you want, and you know that's not what you want. The Page of Swords in general, reversed or upright, I think is so good at rationalizing anything. So, you know, even if there is a reason for your shitty way of communicating of late, you know, compare that goal to the bigger picture. You know, yes, it makes perfect sense to go after things this way. It makes sense. It does to you, to me. But you'll feel terrible. You know, it's not necessary. That whole entire goal probably even isn't necessary. It's coming from a very base sort of a place. And remember to just elevate yourself right now. I'm talking to you, but really this is for me. So it came up while I was recording, so maybe it'll affect some of you guys out there too. We just got called out by the tarot, y'all. I'm saying y'all for Arwen. But yeah, I love that, you know, that I feel like I'm in a moon. This is why I fucking love tarot. I feel like I'm in a moon place where part of the moon card for me is don't look down, don't look back, you know, keep going forward. If you look down, or if you turn back on your way out of the underworld, sort of an idea, right? That you are betraying yourself, you are betraying your faith, you are betraying that hope and that guidance from the start. And this is the way through, you know. Don't spy on yourself, don't betray yourself. Get through this transitory moment, this illusory sort of a time period, without betraying yourself. Dude, and that was how you can spend 10 minutes on a 1-card draw. All right, next question. Number 5, do you have, am I on number 5? Yes. Do you have any cards that you must love in order to work with a tarot deck? Nope. I really don't. For a long time, I would find like a moon card in certain decks that wasn't. It was very atypical, you know, didn't have a lot of the associated symbolism, and it would sort of throw me off. A lot of pagan themed decks sort of go to this triple goddess sort of a place. And I had a hard time with that at first. It didn't necessarily mean the same thing as what I was sort of used to. And oh, it was such a good challenge to overcome, though. I think that, you know, if we don't like the way a devil or death card is depicted, that doesn't mean we have to like it if it's in a deck that we like. I get that. But I take those things as challenges. You know, there's something that the creator of this deck had in mind for that card. And just, you know, it doesn't always have to be the entirety of the meaning when that card comes up, what they're trying to depict. But from what I've learned with my moon card shit is that it's almost always, and it always has been for me anyway, an aspect of that card that I needed to just learn more about or get in touch with. I do very often when I get a new deck, I'm very excited to get to the Temperance card. It's always one of the most beautiful cards for me, and how it's depicted. All right, anyway, next. Why tarot and not some other divination system? So a lot of you guys, when answering this, I thought it was really funny. You're like, but I use other divination systems. I think most of us do, right? We dabble here and there. And for me, tarot definitely is the go-to for divination, for sure. The other one that I'm very, very much into is runes. They're both, though, like, not solely divinatory systems. They're both big parts of my spiritual practice, you know? And why not runes as my main go-to for readings for myself and for other people? Would be it's sort of like just working with a major arcana, in my opinion. One of the great things about tarot is that, you know, fuck, this is an entire life. This is our journey, broken down and dissected into each of its elements. And there's a lot to work with and a lot of detail here. But why tarot and not some other divination system is the same reasons that I love the runes, is that it's not just a divination system. It's a pathway. It's a guide. And it's very truthful and it's very honest, and it works for me. I love the incredibly visual element to this sort of divination. I have a friend that can you know, do a reading for people with like Hershey kisses. You know, you can divine with anything, you know, twigs, whatever, you can divine with anything. But there's this intuitive connection that I feel with the tarot, and its symbolic visual language that I love. Number 7, what is the first book you can remember reading about tarot other than the Little White Book? Okay, this was really fun, actually. I went rummaging through my books to find what I could remember as being my first tarot books. So this was literally my first tarot book, but it sort of is a Little White Book, even though it's not a Little White Book. It came with my very first tarot deck, or I bought it separate. No, I must have got it at the same exact time. I don't fucking remember. But it was definitely the first thing I ever read about tarot. And it's Daughters of the Moon Tarot by Fiona Morgan. This is the book that goes with the beautiful deck. It's very feminist. It's very goddess-oriented and woman power, and it was so good. It got me hooked. It drew me in. So after that, I was very, very hungry for more. This was the next book I happened upon I think I like found it at a garage sale like within a week of like getting that first tarot deck. I was like, that's a sign I'm supposed to do tarot. And it's Discover the Tarot by Shirley Wallace, one of my oldest books. It's in shit shape. It utilizes the 1JJ Swiss deck, which I finally got my hands on this past year. It always felt like I was supposed to have that deck, and that's probably because it was one of the first decks, other than, you know, the one or two that I had that I read about and looked into. And then I will never forget this. These two books are from my very first trip to Borders looking for tarot books. I had already found the Mother Peace deck and came across the Mother Peace book by Vicky Noble, A Way to the Goddess Through Myth, Art, and Tarot. I had this book in mind when I went into Borders, because I for some reason, every time I was in there looking for like witchcraft books, you know, like curled up in the corner of the New Age section, trying to read everything there without buying it, I kept pulling this book out before I ever got into tarot and thinking it was just about, you know, goddess stuff and paganism and whatnot. And I'd be like, oh no, this is about a tarot deck. Oh, I'm not into that yet. And then when I finally did get into tarot and realized it was something that I liked and that I could learn about, that wasn't so scary anymore, I was like, oh, that's it. Now's the time for this. And it certainly was. It's a wonderful book. I still love, you know, hopping back into this and looking at her card meetings and stuff. And then the other book I picked up at the same time, I don't know why I'm showing you guys like 4 books, but this is what I found. How to Use Tarot Spreads by Sylvia Abraham. This is such a fun, cute book. It is, oh, I don't even know how many. Let's see if it says in the contents how many spreads are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I can't even count. There's probably like 40 spreads in here. It's literally, I can't really show you guys. It's like all tarot spreads. Oh my God, wait, look, I wrote here. A reincarnation spread. Oh, I wrote at the bottom what my cards were. It scared me a little bit, this book though, actually, because it was like, do I have to remember all of these spreads to be a tarot reader? Oh my God. It actually, for a long time, it made me, I came back to it years later and when I started actually reading with the tarot, but it scared me off. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna read, I'm just gonna learn, you know? I'll do little bits for myself, but, which was actually so the right move for me. I didn't really have an interest in being a tarot reader until later. I just wanted to learn what it was all about, and yeah, I don't know. So when I did finally come back, this was very helpful. There's lots of spreads, and after each spread it gives you a sample, an example reading. And then it's really well done. I like this book. It's not like all readings that you are familiar with either. This reading is for taking a trip. Like, look at that. You've never seen that before. It's all interesting. Okay, moving on. Number 8. What tarot person would you like to sit down with for a chat about tarot? Christine Payne Teller. I don't want to chat though. Like, I just want to listen. Tell me what you're thinking about right now and just go. Like, whatever's on your mind, tarot related, just go. I will listen. I will be your disciple. Okay, number 9. Tell me about one YouTube tarot channel that you watch and why. God, I literally can't even pick one. I think I subscribe to every single tarot channel out there, and I found more because of this tarot tag. And they're all on notification. Like, I click the little bell. If you're a channel that has tarot videos, like, I need to know as soon as another tarot video comes out. I really like a lot of the different channels, like Mirrors of Consciousness, Michael Bridge Dixon's, the creator of the Orbifold Tarot. I love his channel. He has a take on the tarot that is different. He has a lot of experience, his number theory and things like that. I love learning things from him. It used to be, right? Do you remember when it was just like Kelly and Maddox and Al Moon were like the only tarot channels out there? I love both of those channels though, and learned a lot from both of them. And their wealth of knowledge and their wealth of experience. Kelly with Truth and Story, Anthony, everybody. But I also really do enjoy when someone new to tarot starts documenting their experience and sharing their stories. Like Kelly Bear, she's like, I'm learning and here's what I think. And it's so fun to watch people grow, and it inspires me and it helps me at the same time, like, look at what I know and what I think in a different way. So yeah, I don't feel shy about, you know, if you haven't been doing it for 20 years, about sharing what you think and what you know. There's no wrong answer when it comes to tarot. What are you doing? Oh my god, she's trying to feed me, you guys. There's like bird puke in her mouth. Oh, it smells so bad. Love you. You want to show people your birdie puke? Hi guys, trying to feed mama. Don't shit on my tarot decks. 1 second. Go back to your box. There you go. Anyway, yeah, I think that takes a lot of courage too. It takes a lot of courage to just make a fucking YouTube channel in general. I feel you. You know what I just realized? I should probably take some of those channels off notification, because I think I'm missing some notifications about my channel because I get so many new tarot videos. Okay, number 10 is, how many tarot decks do you have? I felt so good actually watching some of your guys' videos and realizing that I am not alone with my ridiculously enormous collection. I love every single one of them so much though. That's so good. Sorry, I wrote it down somewhere. Where the hell did I write it down? I've been keeping a running list of my tarot decks in my bujo, in my bullet journal. And I finally finished adding on to my Oracle other deck sort of section, things that aren't tarot decks. So I currently now have 119 tarot decks in my collection. That's right, I got 2 more since my update. You want to see them? I got my very first Giordano Birdie, my very first Rinascimento. That's the Tarocchi Perrin. I'm showing you guys soon, I swear. And I finally picked up my Pablo Robledo 2011 Tarot de Marseille, and it's gorgeous. Oh my god, the packaging on this, guys, it's unbelievable. Anyway, that was not the question. And I have 22 sort of other decks. So if I'm answering how many tarot decks do you have? 119. Otherwise, including Oracle, Lenormand. This is not including like regular playing cards. Like, I have a fucking million of like these decks floating around. I use them for magic. You know, sometimes they take the place of a tarot card and they get destroyed, or I use them for writing on, or I don't really use them for divination. I kind of use them for other shit. But I do have 2 playing card decks that I use for divination. Pagan playing cards and the Hermes playing card Oracle are my 2 playing card decks that I actually do readings with and stuff. So with those, what is that add up to? 141 decks. Divinatory decks in my collection. That was my evil laugh. There's a big old wish list in there too. Arwen, come back. She went to sleep. Okay, number 11, do you mix oracles and tarot when you read? Sometimes. I kind of, not like some people, like Kelly of the Truth and Story does those wonderful readings with three types of decks, right? She does, oh my god, her 3 something spread. Oh, I'm so dumb, I forget what she calls it, whatever. But it's like, you know, an oracle part and a Lenormand part and a tarot part. Doesn't she have it where she does it with all like the druid craft? It's all this, the Bill Worthington? My brain's not working right now. Anyway, I tend to stick with tarot. Tarot is my jam. Like, I'll do tarot readings. If I'm going to use another system, it's sort of usually just a system. I play around personally for myself here and there with mixing and matching, and it's fun to play around with, but for the most part, if I am going to mix tarot and oracle, or yeah, tarot and oracle, it really is as simple as one oracle card at the end of a tarot spread, at the end of a tarot reading. At the end of a tarot reading, you sort of feel spent, right? Like emotionally drained. It's like how you feel after a good therapy session. You're like, fuck, I'm like drained and I'm drifting, and I have all these things now that I know I have to do. I know about you know, these energies that are coming into my life. I know what I need to get rid of. I know who I need to talk to, and I know what I have to do. I have to make a list, and it's like, whoa, and I'm just too tired to even think about it. Not always. Sometimes you feel very energized and pumped. And honestly, after a reading like that, I probably wouldn't pull an oracle card for myself or for somebody else. But if it is one of those just like, whoa, cathartic sort of, they're wonderful too, but a cathartic, exhausting tarot reading, where you got down to that nitty gritty. Like just, I don't know, yesterday I pulled an oracle card for myself after a tarot reading, and it was, I'm not going to go find it, but it had something to do with, it was just a simple positive message of, you know, your body is a temple, take care of yourself, self-care, whatever the point of it was. And, you know, an oracle card isn't always going to be a simple wrap-up to everything you just talked about. The things that came up in my reading before that were, you know, had nothing to do with exercise and cleanliness and, you know, whatever, pampering yourself. It really didn't. However, that was what I fucking needed after that reading. It was saying, okay, you know, don't disregard everything that just happened, but tonight, after this, right now, go home and take a bath or take a shower. You know, you're thinking about going to exercise in the morning, go make sure you go and exercise in the morning. Your body is your temple. It is, it's your vehicle through life, and it's important, blah, blah, blah. So it was also a way that I could sort of quiet down and relax, and then be able to look at everything that just happened in that tarot reading. And by the time, you know, the next morning after I exercised and took care of my temple, things made a lot more sense. And every time I did, you know, eat or exercise or whatever, whenever my focus was on my physical body, I was reminded of the tarot reading in a good way. So it's sort of, I don't know, it wraps everything up nicely. It really does. Depending on what sort of kind of oracle deck. But those are the kinds, these sort of nice, simple, positive affirmation sort of decks that I will use after a tarot reading. Number 12, have you ever created your own tarot card or deck? What? Yes, I have. I'll actually link the videos below. I have a couple videos up where I show you guys the 2 tarot decks that I made for myself. They're just for my own personal use. I still get notifications sometimes, or people commenting going, can I buy this? You know, can you sell it? Or are you planning on mass producing it or anything? And no, I am absolutely not. This is not my own artwork. I do not own any of these images. It's probably completely inappropriate to even show it on YouTube. I made it long before I had any intention of even making a YouTube channel. It is a collection of images that I found online and turned into a tarot deck. For myself. I don't make any money off it. I probably won't put commercials on this video now, and I don't even have like advertisements on the videos where I show this artwork. So I literally don't use it in readings where I make money, nothing like that. So hopefully copyright infringement won't be an issue. You know what, maybe I won't even show it in this video actually. But I did make 2 tarot decks. One is, like I said, I'll put the links below if you guys want to see them. One is more serious. It has a lot of sacred geometry, some Norse mythology. It has just fucking gorgeous images that expressed a meaning of the tarot card that I wanted to see expressed on the card. It's very non-Rider-Waite-Smith. It's very much my own thing. I did create, my bird's back. I did create another tarot deck. I call it my pop culture deck. Look, there's weeping angels on the back from Doctor Who. Because it is literally pop culture shit. It's created from fan art, mostly, for things like Walking Dead and Beauty and the Beast and Xena Warrior Princess. That one is heavily inspired by Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. Creating your own tarot deck is incredibly fulfilling, and yeah, really fun. I do, in the first video, if you want to check it out, I do have, I do talk about, you know, how I made it and what website I used and how much it cost and stuff like that. And next, number 13, do you read for yourself? I just answered that. Yes, totally. But does anybody not read for themselves? I don't think I heard anyone really say no to that. It can be very difficult to read for yourself, but it's also very fulfilling and very rewarding and just fun. What else are you gonna do with your tarot cards for the rest of the time when you're not doing your reading for somebody else? Okay, number 14. What are your favorite questions to be asked when doing or when you do a tarot reading for someone else? Oh, I had to really think about this. I never really thought about it before. I certainly am not like, oh, ask this question, ask this question. I don't have anything in the back of my head that I'm secretly hoping that someone would ask me. When Kelly from The Truth and Story answered this, I loved her answer because I feel exactly the same. Every question has value, and every question does say a lot about that person and where they're at, and that's okay, you know? Yeah. I gotta say though, I did sort of come up with one question or one sort of style of reading that I really enjoy doing, maybe more than others sometimes. And it has to do with when someone asks sort of, you know, a two-path sort of a thing, you know, if I do this, should I do this or should I do that? Should I choose A or should I choose B? Even if it is something as, I don't want to say silly, but you know, should I go out and date with this person or should I go on a date with this person? Should this person be my friend or this person? Should I move to this house or move or not move? I just love comparing and contrasting with tarot. You know, this is what will happen if we go this route. This is, you know, what you'll feel. This is the other side of that. I think they're just really fun to, it's like you get two readings in one, two possibilities. Let's explore both fully. They don't have to be predictive in any way, shape, or form. You know, you can explore what led to you wanting to go this way, what led to this option appearing before you, you know. Artemis! Oh my goodness, come here. She's back. Number 15, last but not least, what is the craziest thing that's happened to you during a reading? Craziest thing. So, I don't know, these things are always, a lot of weird little things like this have happened, and they always stay with me and strike me as like, whoa, tarot's so nuts. And it's usually when, you know, it's a predictive situation or something. Like there was this one time I was reading for my wife and it came up, my foot fell asleep, oh my god. And it came up that like for sure somebody that she hadn't been in touch with was going to come back into her life, and not like 5 minutes after the reading, like I think we were even still sitting at the table, she got like a Facebook notification that somebody she hadn't seen since like high school was coming back into town and, you know, had an offer or opportunity, you know, whatever. And it's like, haha, I told you. Like that stuff is really neat. I like those kind of things when they happen too, because it's sort of, it throws me a little bit. It's not like I was sitting here and I said, in 10 minutes, so-and-so is going to call you. no, I had no idea that that was going to fucking happen. But the cards were telling me that something like that was going to happen. Really what it does when that happens is it takes the fucking weight, it takes the responsibility off of me, and it makes me less nervous to read for other people, or to just read tarot in general. You know, we do that to ourselves. We're like, I have to get this right, I have to think this through, I have to interpret correctly. And just let it flow, let it go. Something is working through you, something is working this way and this way and this way and this way, and I just fucking go with it. It's fun, but it is certainly not. It's not me, you know. I don't take credit for it. I put a lot of work into learning my craft and learning this sacred fucking powerful tool. But yeah, you know, even when you get like pictures in your mind of what is going to happen, it's never literally what I'm picturing. It's these energies, and it's manifests that way. But it's never, you know, exactly something that I've come up with, you know. I don't take responsibility for that. You know what I think is actually even more powerful and more crazy, even more crazy than stuff like that when it happens during a reading is everything that happens with tarot when you're not reading with the cards. Like the first time you're out there living your life, doing whatever, and you're like, oh shit, that was such a Four of Cups moment. You're like, you know, I'm being faced with a choice, like in the Lover's card, you know, that happens every single day still. Like I live my life through the tarot and it guides me. And I think that is fucking crazy, and that is good, and that is how you know that these little 78 cards are true on so many levels and are all about us and our lives and our existence. And yep, I don't know, I think that is crazier, and that feels so, you feel so connected when something like that happens. And if you've been studying tarot for even just a little while, I'm sure that starts to happen. You start to have dreams about it. You start to realize that you are living the tarot. I think that's an important step in learning tarot and connecting with it. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Arwen. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back real soon. Mwah! Take care.